The entire stock exchange in America is $44 trillion. And you guys are being jerked around. You're being pushed around. You have no opportunities. This is what me and you have so much passion about. The everyday little guy never gets a shot at the big money. JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs, KKR, the sovereign funds, the MetLife stuff that own everything. They own it all. BlackRock, State Street, Vanguard probably own 50% of all the assets on the planet, maybe 80%. Fidelity's got $7 trillion worth of assets. Charles Schwab's got $5 trillion. Do you agree with this? All this could be actually owned by individuals, not institutions.
So let's talk about big numbers for a second. First of all, the small business space is so fragmented. 32 million small businesses. It's so fragmented, but it's a $14 trillion untapped market. So when people ask privately held small business, what are you and Grant going to do? I'm like, guess what? We're going to go to the $14 trillion space that nobody else has figured out. We're already seeing billions of them a year coming through our system, and we're going to organize an investment strategy to where we can deploy capital with those great business owners to make them bigger. So we have great operators, great partners, culturally, operationally, financially aligned
people that are
partners.
passionate.
They're passionate. They're from small towns. They want to add to the community. Most of them are family businesses, and we're going to go find the best, and then we're going to go find the ones that aren't the best, and we're going to deploy capital and buy them.
The entire stock exchange in America, just to show you how big the American economy is $44 trillion. In addition to that, $14 trillion is privately held small business owners like you. Roofers, contractors, HVAC, landscapers, massages, doctors, dentists, and you guys are being jerked around. You're being jerked around. You're being pushed around. You have no opportunities. This is what me and you have so much passion about. The everyday little guy never gets a shot at the big money.
Go imagine that we go raise 350. Let's use the Heartland Dental thing. We go raise 350 million with people that are investing with us, like the Cardone Capital investors. And we take that 350 million.
That's a third of what I've raised. So I know it's possible.
It's possible.
And we buy the Heartland.
And we bought the 1,000 businesses and sold it for $1.4 billion. Who wins? We win and your investors. What are we going to do with all that money that we all just made together? We're going to do it again and again and again and again. And they can start diversifying into real estate and other things.
Well, if I'm buying 1,000 dentists that are doing root canals, implants, cleanings, whitening, selling toothbrushes, am I not already diversified? I have 1,000 of them in how many locations? How big was that deal?
1,000 locations.
1,000 locations. Like to some degree, like in our real estate, we have 12,000 units. People are like, oh, you don't think you're too heavy in real estate? I have 12,000 people paying me, 12,000 families to sell things to. So,
but the value here is when you get to the 1,000. So here's the math that I don't think most people know. When you go buy a $1 million dental practice, you're going to spend 4 or 5 times EBITDA for that practice. 4 or 5 times profit. If you were a single buyer, you're going to go buy it. You're making $250, they're going to pay $1 million.
Million, 4 times.
Okay, 4 times.
Let's say.
That same practice, part of 1,000 practices that's now over $1 billion, is worth 18 times.
18 because I put together
a conglomerate. Which is what Wall Street does.
Because because Vanguard is, let's say, a $10 trillion company, they need to take big bites, not one dentistry at a time.